Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I invite you to embark on a journey with me, one that starts with a story that is both simple and profound. It's the story of the Uncarved Block, a narrative that might appear ordinary at first, but it carries a deep and powerful lesson, one that resonates with the core of our being. I encourage you to clear your minds, open your hearts, and together, let's unveil the timeless wisdom concealed within this seemingly simple tale. In a serene valley surrounded by towering peaks, there was a small village known for its skilled artisans. These artisans were masters of their craft, carving intricate designs into wood and stone, creating beautiful works of art that adorned homes, temples, and palaces. Among them was a young carver, renowned for his ability to bring life to any piece of wood he touched. His work was sought after by many, and his fame grew with each creation. Yet, despite his success, the young carver felt a deep restlessness. No matter how much he perfected his craft, no matter how many pieces he created, something was missing. He yearned for a deeper understanding, a sense of purpose beyond the admiration of others. Hearing of an old hermit who lived high in the mountains, known for his wisdom and mysterious ways, the young carver decided to seek him out. After a long and arduous journey, the carver reached the hermit's simple dwelling, a small cave nestled among the rocks. The hermit, a man of few words and pure possessions, welcomed him with a nod and invited him to sit by a small fire. "Master," the young carver began, "I have spent my life perfecting my craft. I can carve the most intricate designs, create the most detailed sculptures, yet I feel unfulfilled. I am always chasing after the next masterpiece, but each one leaves me more empty than the last. What am I missing?" The hermit listened silently, then reached behind him and brought forth a small, uncarved block of wood. It was simple, untouched, and plain. He handed it to the young carver. "Tell me," the hermit said, "what do you see?" The young man looked at the block, puzzled. "It is just a piece of wood," he replied. "It holds no beauty, no design, no life." The hermit smiled faintly. "You see only what is not there, but not what it is. This block, in its simplicity, is full of potential. It is complete, yet unformed. It is what it is, and yet it could become anything. It holds within it the possibility of infinite creations, but in its current state, it is perfect." The carver frowned, not understanding. "But it is nothing more than a block of wood. It has no value until it has shaped into something beautiful, something meaningful." The hermit shook his head gently. "That is where you are mistaken. The value is not in what you carve out of it, but in its uncarved state. In its simplicity lies its perfection. Once you carve it, you limit its possibilities. It becomes something specific, defined, and therefore finite. The young carver was silent, grappling with the words of the hermit. He had always believed that his skill, his ability to shape and mold, was what gave the wood its value. Yet here, he was being told that the true value lay in the wood's untouched state, in its raw, unformed potential. Sensing the young man's confusion, the hermit continued, "In your work, you strive to impose you will upon the wood to bring forth your vision, your design. But in doing so, you often forget the honor the wood already is. You carve away at it, shaping it to your desires, but you lose sight of its inherent nature, its own unique spirit. The more you impose, the less it becomes itself." "But how can I create if I do not carve?" the young man asked. His voice tinged with frustration. "How can I express my art if I leave the wood untouched?" The hermit's eyes twinkled with quiet wisdom. "Creation is not just about adding, but also about recognizing when to refrain. Sometimes the greatest art is in what is not done, in the restraint of the hand, in the honoring of the original form. The uncarved block is a reminder that true mastery lies not in forcing, but in allowing, not in imposing, but in aligning with the natural flow of things." The young carver stared at the block of wood in his hands, seeing it now with different eyes. He realized that he had been so focused on shaping the world to his will that he had forgotten to appreciate the world as it was. The block, in its untouched state, was a symbol of all the possibilities that existed before choice, before action. It was a reminder of the power, of potential, of beauty in its simplicity. The hermit rose and walked to the edge of the cave. Looking out at the vast mountains and the valley below, in life, as in art, there is a time for action and a time for stillness. A time to carve and a time to leave things uncarved. Wisdom comes from knowing which is needed in the moment. The uncarved block teaches us that sometimes the most profound beauty lies not in what we add, but in what we allow to remain. The young carver felt a wave of understanding wash over him. He realized that his restlessness came not from a lack of skill or achievement, but from his constant need to do, to create, to impose his will upon the world. He had lost touch with the simple joy of being, of appreciating things as they were. without the need to change them. Before leaving, the hermit placed a hand on the young carver's shoulder. "Take this block with you," he said. "Let it remind you that the essence of life is not always in what you do, but in what you allow to be. In the uncarved state, there is peace, there is potential, there is perfection. Remember this, and you will find the fulfillment you seek." The young carver bowed deeply, filled with gratitude and newfound insight. As he descended the mountain, the uncarved block tucked carefully under his arm, he felt a sense of peace he had never known before. He understood now that true mastery in life and in art was not about constant action, but about knowing when to step back and when to allow things to unfold naturally. In the days and years that followed, the young carver became known not just for his skill, but for his wisdom. He learned to balance action with inaction, creation with appreciation, carving with living things uncarved. His work, though still beautiful, now carried a deeper meaning, a sense of harmony and respect for the natural world. And in this balance, he found fulfillment that had eluded him for so long. So, guys, the moral of the story is, in our pursuit of success and creation, we often forget the power of simplicity, of allowing things to be as they are. The uncarved block symbolizes the potential and beauty in what is untouched, unformed, and unaltered. True wisdom lies in recognizing when to act and when to refrain, when to shape and when to honor the original form. Embrace the uncarved block in your life and discover the profound peace that comes from allowing rather than imposing. And with that, we've come full circle on our journey through the story of the uncarved block. I hope this tale has left you with a sense of reflection and inspiration. Remember, sometimes the most profound lessons come from the simplest places. Thank you for your time and attention. And until we meet again, carry this wisdom with you. See you the next time.